Hi, hello. Welcome to another episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is July 29th, 2023. Hopefully, this episode finds you well, in good spirits, and high hopes. As for me, I'm doing pretty good. We're just hanging out, sweating it out. I got a nice little walk in today, which was nice. We beat the rain. It was like it must have been like right after I noticed a lot of branches and stuff on the ground. I was like, okay, all right, let's just get this walk over with and, get back in, stay dry, besides all the sweating. But overall, we've been good. Food corner, I had some dan dan noodles and some rice. And then I made fries with it too and egg rolls. The fries were completely unnecessary. I just kind of wanted to clear the bag. And then I put like way too much sauce on them, and I had like yum yum sauce. It was way too much of it. But overall, it was okay meal, so it was fine. Let's see here. I feel like I'm in like a food rut though today. I don't know what I'm gonna eat. It's kind of a bummer. All right, let's go ahead and get into some news. So let's just get right into it. From the Independent, Chinese man swims 10 hours to Taiwan to seek freedom, but surrenders after being stung by bee. So that's a little bit of a womp womp. But a Chinese man allegedly swam nearly 10 hours from Fujian province to Taiwan's Islands in an effort to seek freedom. The Chinese national in his 40s reportedly sought help from tourists near the Bigan Township on Bigan Island, the second largest island in Matsu, on Monday after being stung by a bee. Now, the tourist then notified local authorities, and he was more or less arrested or detained. Let's see here. I think that's like more or less an arrangement that they have. Yeah, he was taken to Lianchang District's prosecutor's office for investigation in accordance with the act governing relations between the people of Taiwan area and the mainland area. So, we talked about this before, but obviously, between Taiwan and China, it's very contentious. It's very hot relations. China feels like you're a part of us, and Taiwan's like, no, we got our independence. We're keeping it that way. Also, too, this is a little bit of side news. I believe Joe Biden approved like a $350 million bill. So, now we're gonna be shipping them more weapons and stuff like that. I don't know if I'm gonna cover that. This might be the coverage here, but essentially it's just more weapons. But yeah, I mean, this poor guy, he was trying to get a swim on. He thought he was doing good, and that's the thing too. Apparently, they gave him the once over doctors, and they're like, I mean, he's fine. He wasn't like a life threatening injury. So it's like, damn, really just done in by B. I could imagine though. You're probably tired, you're probably exhausted. That's a lot. Oh, excuse me. All right, let's go ahead and move along, though. We got some more hijinks to talk about, go over. We're going to Florida, though, from NBC News. 11-year-old Florida girl arrested after prank texting 911 to say her friend was kidnapped as part of a YouTube challenge. Now, the girl, her name is not being released. She's a minor, so that's understandable. But an 11-year-old Florida girl was arrested after she falsely texted authorities that her friend had been kidnapped by an armed man. She later confessed that the prank was part of a YouTube challenge. Now, she said her friend, 14 years old, had been abducted by an armed male driving a white van on South I-95 in Oak Hill. She said she was also, keeping up in, a blue Jeep. So I guess I didn't even know you could text 911. That's pretty wild to me. That's me being a millennial boomer. But apparently they were going back and forth. But then, they put out all this, helicopters, all this kind of shit. But then they say, this is a little odd. This is weird. And they GPS locate where the texts are coming from. They see it's from a house. They go to the house. They knock on the door. Yeah, the home is in Port Orange. I don't know where the fuck that is, but whatever. Essentially, the dad's like, oh yeah, she's here. And she comes out and she's literally texting dispatch as the cops are there. Like, yeah, we're on the scene. Now, they blur her out in the body cam footage that they show, but essentially she's like, I'm never going to do this again. She says, I'm not going to do this again. Well, hopefully not. Jesus Christ. But, Yeah, the child was charged with making a false police report concerning the use of a firearm in a violent manner, a felony, and misuse of 911, a misdemeanor. So, I mean, we'll see. She's 11 years old, so I don't know how hard they're going to get her. But I think, yeah, she's currently at Volusia Regional Juvenile Detention Center. It is not immediately clear whether she has a lawyer. Okay, well, so yeah, I don't know if I'll really be keeping you too posted on that, but it's just crazy. Like, people just get so hopped up on like social media. They're like, yeah, I should do this. I should just totally break the law. Seeing the wildest shit come out of like TikTok or YouTube or Facebook. All right, we got some more insanity. Maybe to talk about. Maybe insanity is the wrong word. Maybe I'm being a little bit too crass with that word. I don't know, but CBS News, more hijinks. I can say that. Naked woman gets out of car at Major Bay Bridge and starts firing gun. Authorities say. So yeah, she just came out butt naked and started blasting. That's really the TDLR there. But a motorist got out of her car naked and started firing a gun into the air Tuesday at a Major Bay area span. The California Highway Patrol said. I think it started around at 4:40 p.m. Let's see. She initially comes out, I think, with like a knife and starts yelling at like bystanders, drivers, and stuff like that. Then she drives a little bit further, pops back out, and has like a gun. And then she starts popping the gun off in the air, and then also shooting at vehicles. And then she's later, let's see, a law enforcement arrested her. She was taken from the bridge in an ambulance. Several lanes of traffic were temporarily shut down so officers could look for shell casings, which caused major delays. But there was no injuries, and her identity has not been released. Okay, so we are. Yeah, there's also no motive. There's no reasoning. We don't know if there was drugs or anything like that. We are left to speculate. But we actually got one more here, cruising along very briskly today. All right, I'm going to do my classic break, and then we'll get into it. All right, from ABC News. Carly Russell charged with making false statements to police in hoax disappearance. Now, I know, we more or less wrapped this up, but I figured, hey, with them being so quick to say, hey, we are going to charge her, figured, hey, let's just go ahead and talk about it before the cycle fully ends. But Carly Russell, the Alabama woman who told police she was kidnapped after she went missing for 2 days, was arrested on Friday and charged with 2 misdemeanors for making false statements to the police. Let's see here. Now, they really wanted to stick her to the wall. I feel like the police were really mad about this because they put up a lot of effort. There's been talk about saying, hey, we need to like add enhancements to the law so that we can like make these kind of charges worse. But Russell was charged with 1 count of false reporting to law enforcement authorities and 1 count of falsely reporting an incident. Each charge is a misdemeanor with $1,000 bond, and each is punishable with up to 1 year in prison and a potential $6,000 fine if she is convicted. I believe she's out on $2,000 bond. I personally think this is enough. This is more than a slap on the wrist. That's a lot of fucking money. It's potentially jail time. Like, I don't know what you want here. You want like a summary execution because of the situation? Like, don't get me wrong. This shit is fucked up. I've talked about the damage that this shit fucking does. We're gonna have to like deal with that, in the days, months, years to come because of this kind of shit. And we still don't even know fucking why. It's very upsetting. But that being said, I don't feel like you need to like make a harsher sentence. I don't think you need to make this more damaging to her. I mean, in the public, your name's dragged. You already know that fucking shit. And then you're already paying up potentially a lot of money and potential jail time. So, to me, I think this fits. It's fitting. If there's any more things popping up about it, I'm sure I'll be there to cover it. But, we've talked about this a lot. It's a lot of coverage. But that being said, that's more or less it. It's a bullet episode. Pew, pew, pew. Let's see. I got to chill a little bit. Patreon.com, Isaiah News. If you'd like to support the effort financially, that'd be great. That'd be fucking dope. You become a newsie, which is cool. I shout you out at the top of the month. I say your name, and then I also plug whatever project or thing you're doing, a little link and build action. Also, free ways to contact me, IsaiahNews1@gmail.com. There's a Discord if you want to get involved in that. I'm on all the socials. I don't feel like naming them all out, but I'm on them. You can find me or the podcast. Also, please support by subscribing to the YouTube. That also helps a lot. Comments are great. Thumbs ups are thumbs up. Thumbs ups are great. And then all the full star reviews, we love it. Gush about me. Thank you. I would love that. That's all we have for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for being a friend. And hopefully I see you soon for some more good news. I love you. Bye-bye. Mwah.